And now the news in detail on the occasion of Bahrain's celebration of World Ozone Day, which falls on September the 16th under the slogan Montreal Protocol, healing the ozone layer and reducing climate change. His Majesty the King's Personal Representative, President of the Supreme Council for Environment, His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa, affirmed that Bahrain's achievements and positive reputation in protecting the ozone layer reflects the confidence of the regional and international community in the Bahraini active role in supporting international efforts in this field. In this regard, His Highness hailed the efforts of qualified national cadres within the executive apparatus of the Supreme Council for the Environment, as well as the government and private entities in the kingdom in implementing various environmental projects aimed at protecting the ozone layer, preserving the environment and addressing climate change. He emphasized that the Kingdom of Bahrain is making steady strides towards fulfilling the requirements of ozone layer protection in accordance with internationally recognized best practices. He commended the global efforts that have contributed to achieving international consensus on the Kigali Amendment, which contributes to reducing global warming. His Highness expressed pride and appreciation for the efforts of the international community for the remarkable global achievements in the field of protecting the ozone layer. He emphasized the importance of ongoing international cooperation in order to achieve the desired outcomes and fulfill the scientific expectations and international reports for reaching complete recovery of the ozone layer in the next 2 decades. The Kingdom of Bahrain joins the international community in celebrating the 36th World Ozone Day, which falls on September the 16th of each year, under the slogan the Montreal Protocol, restoring the ozone layer and reducing climate change. The Kingdom of Bahrain has made great efforts in the field of repairing the ozone layer and reducing climate change by enacting many necessary legislation and implementing a number of projects with the aim of providing a healthy life free of pollutants that negatively affect the environment. The Kingdom of Bahrain participated in the efforts of the international community to protect the ozone layer by joining many international agreements, including the Vienna Convention for the Protection of the Ozone Layer. It also enacted many of the necessary legislation to protect the ozone layer, banned materials and devices that deplete this layer, and implemented projects that would help the industrial and services sectors to gradually eliminate spent materials and reduce them by 73.5% from the average baseline until the year 2025, and launched several training and qualification programs for workers in the refrigeration sector in order to improve technical practices in accordance with the best internationally approved global practices. In light of the rapid environmental changes around us, the Kingdom of Bahrain is moving forward with international action to reach the stage of complete recovery of the ozone layer and protect the human environment from changes that affect the climate. The first Deputy President of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, arrived in Belgrade to attend the opening of the 2023 World Wrestling Championship due to be held in Serbia. Upon his arrival in Serbia, His Highness was received by the Serbian Minister of Sports Zoran Gajic and the Minister of State Marko Keshi, in the presence of the Councillor Yasser Al Haddad, Deputy Ambassador of the Kingdom of Bahrain to the Russian Federation. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa is accompanied by a delegation including Vice President of the General Sports Authority, Sheikh Salman bin Mohammed Al Khalifa, Sheikh Isa bin Rashid Al Khalifa, CEO of the General Sports Authority, Dr. Abdurrahman Askar, and Secretary General of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, Faris Al Kohiji. Delegated by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Foreign Minister Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Zayani took part of the Group of 77 in China summit held in Cuba, which includes developing and emerging countries representing 80% of the world's population. The Foreign Minister delivered Bahrain's speech, during which he said that the conference of the Group of 77 in China is being held amid demanding global challenges that need countries join hands and strive to harness the power of science, technology and innovation to bridge the knowledge gaps between people and creating creative solutions to achieve sustainable development goals and drive progress and prosperity. He said the Kingdom of Bahrain stresses the importance of the role of this international gathering, renewing its commitment to playing an effective role in enhancing international cooperation in science, technology, innovation, and all necessary development fields, believing that the challenges facing developing countries can be transformed into real job opportunities through unifying efforts, energies, and capabilities. The Foreign Minister said that the Kingdom of Bahrain, as a peaceful country, constantly seeks to promote peace in the region and to promote harmonious coexistence among all its diverse people to create a safe, sustainable environment in which differences are not a hindrance to progress in religion, sect, race, creed, or ideology. He said that Bahrain firmly believes that dialogue, mutual respect, and cooperation are the fundamental pillars of achieving sustainable peace and stability within the framework of the Group of 77 in China. We should strengthen the collective efforts to address pressing issues facing developing countries. The Marine Wealth Affairs at the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Agriculture carried out 341 inspection visits on the coast and public markets in partnership with the relevant authorities in order to arrest violators of marine fishing laws. These inspection campaigns seek to verify all types of marine fishing licenses, inspection of fishing tools and equipment, methods of using them, types of fish allowed according to fishing seasons, and the safety of workers' procedures. The Ports and Fisheries Affairs has launched the Sayad service to receive complaints on violations. The Ministers of Commerce and heads of GCC chambers took part in the consultation meeting, which was held in the city of Salalah, the Sultanate of Oman. They discussed solutions to overcome the obstacles facing the import and export movement between the GCC countries, facilitating and accelerating customs procedures between the borders of the GCC countries, in addition to integration between Gulf strategies, developments in the Gulf Economic Judicial Body, encouraging joint investments and joining forces towards the slogan Made in the Gulf, and activating a team. They also discussed joint work between the General Secretariat of the Gulf Cooperation Council and the Federation of Gulf Cooperation Council Chambers of Commerce. During the meeting, the chairman of the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Samir Nas, stressed the importance of working to address the various obstacles facing the import and export movement between the GCC countries in light of the geopolitical conditions facing the entire world, in a way that bolsters the joint Gulf action system and achieves the aspirations and visions of the leaders of the GCC countries. He underlined the need to continue the economic integration processes to achieve Gulf economic unity and confront current global challenges. The Kingdom of Bahrain participated remotely in the work of the regional conference on the 6th regional review of the International Conference on Population and Development, which was held in Beirut. The conference, organized by the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Western Asia, ESCWA, in partnership with the United Nations Fund, aims to review progress in implementing the Cairo Declaration of 2013 and review achievements in the field of population and development issues, considering that the Cairo Declaration is the roadmap negotiated by governments to achieve the goals of the International Conference on Population and Development in the Arab region. The conference reviewed the best experiences in the context of population and development. The conference also provided an overview of the ICPD regional review process. The head of the Parliamentary Division Delegation of the Kingdom of Bahrain, Dr. Bassam Al Bin Mohammed, affirmed that Bahrain has implemented many initiatives that have contributed to empowering young people in the fields of technology and digital transformation, which will accelerate the pace of achieving sustainable development goals. Al Bin Mohammed made the remarks during his participation in the 9th World Conference of Young Parliamentarians held in Vietnam during the period from the 15th to the 17th of September of this year. He pointed out the importance of working to empower young people and integrate them into the fields of technology and new jobs. Al Bin Mohammed stated that the world benefits mainly from technological development and accelerating the pace of achieving sustainable development goals, praising the technological development that young people have introduced in their fields of work. Bahrain achieved a large current account surplus in the international balance of payments of more than $597 million during the first quarter of 2023. The unprecedented rise in the current account is a result of surpluses in the trade balance supported by the rise in crude oil exports to global markets and exports of raw materials such as aluminum and iron to global markets. A balance of payment surplus means that the country exports more than it imports, and this provides it with sufficient capital to finance its domestic production. The volume of real estate trading in the first half of this September reached more than 35 million dinars, supported by deals in residential real estate in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Data from the Survey and Land Registration Bureau said that dealers carried out 718 real estate transactions during the period from the 1st to the 14th of September, with a total value of about 35 million dinars. The lowest trading day was September the 6th, when the value of transactions reached 45, worth 1.8 million dinars, while the largest trading day was September the 14th, when the value of transactions amounted to about 5 million dinars. Real estate experts confirmed that trading is concentrated in residential property supported by the Ministry of Housing, as citizens prefer to buy housing for their families by taking advantage of the financing services provided by the Ministry of Housing. The Information and E-Government Authority announced in its statistics the number of services it provided during the second quarter of this year. The authority confirmed that it seeks to provide advanced services and promote the principles of equality in the Bahraini society, and is committed to offering services that meet the needs of all segments without exception. Bahrain's benefit company announced that it achieved 161.9 million transactions for electronic money transfer services through its benefit pay application. During the first half of the current year, the company recorded an increase of 42.4% transactions compared to the first half of last year. Furthermore, the company said that online payments through the electronic financial transfer system witnessed significant growth during the first half of 2023 at a rate of 40.8% over the same period last year. The United Arab Emirates announced that catastrophe-hit countries will be getting swifter and more efficient support thanks to a new digital response platform that will be launching on Friday. The UAE's permanent representative to the UN, Lana Zeki Naseba, made the announcements during a UN Security Council debate titled Maintenance of International Peace and Security, Advancing Public-Private Humanitarian Partnership. The digital response platform will enable affected countries to communicate with what aid is needed and where, allowing partners to better target and accelerate aid delivery. The platform is set to utilize the latest technologies, including artificial intelligence, machine learning, and geospatial tools. The UAE is considered a major global humanitarian donor. The Dubai-based International Humanitarian City is the world's largest humanitarian logistics hub, home to 62 humanitarian organizations, including major UN agencies and 17 private sector companies. Over the past 5 years, the UAE private sector has contributed over $250 million to humanitarian efforts globally. Libyan authorities have opened an investigation into the collapse of 2 dams that caused a devastating flood in the coastal city of Derna as rescue teams searched for bodies nearly a week after the deluge killed several thousand people. Heavy rains caused by Mediterranean storm Daniel caused deadly flooding across eastern Libya last weekend. The floods overwhelmed 2 dams, sending a wall of water several meters high through the center of Derna, destroying entire neighborhoods and sweeping people out to sea. More than 10,000 people are missing, according to the Libyan Red Crescent. 6 days on, searchers are still digging through mud and hollowed out buildings looking for bodies and possible survivors. The Red Crescent has confirmed 11,300 deaths so far. The devastating earthquake that struck Morocco left hundreds of children without families, turning them into orphans overnight. This prompted the Moroccan authorities to take swift action to help care for them within the emergency plan approved by Morocco. The Moroccan monarch, His Majesty King Mohammed VI, ordered that a number of orphans be counted and that they be given the status of sponsored by the nation. The kingdom said it will accelerate work to rehome the orphans and take care of the most affected groups to provide a better life for them. The Moroccan government affirmed that these orphans will benefit exceptionally from work grants in government institutions in the future and from medical and other services. The southern Moroccan provinces and their various cities are witnessing a state of broad solidarity as civil society organizations work to collect aid material donations to deliver to the disaster-stricken villages. The people of the Moroccan Sahara expressed broad solidarity in order to contribute to reducing the effects of the devastating earthquake on citizens by carrying out campaigns to donate relief materials to the most affected regions. Also, a blood donation campaign in solidarity with the victims achieved great success as the blood supply in Morocco witnessed an unprecedented surplus after the campaign witnessed wide and popular response involving all components of society, including individuals and institutions. The U.S. State Department welcomed Saudi Arabia's invitation to the Houthi-led delegation from Yemen for talks in Riyadh and described it as an important step towards peace. Saudi Arabia's state news agency said the aim of the kingdom's Omani-facilitated efforts is to reach a permanent and comprehensive ceasefire in Yemen and a sustainable political solution acceptable to all Yemeni parties. The U.S. State Department said this important step towards peace expands on a series of engagements between Saudi Arabia and the Houthis. The talks in Riyadh follow a visit by senior U.S. officials to Saudi Arabia, Oman, and the United Arab Emirates last week to consult with regional partners and the Yemeni parties about a viable path towards peace.